In this clip, I will demonstrate the process of recording a payment by check and the printing of checks. To record a payment manually, first we'll enter the check payments form and choose the vendor we want to pay. If we are paying a ledger account rather than a vendor, we record the account number manually rather than select it from a choose list. If necessary, you can change the vendor's name, assuming that the Change Name column is flagged for this vendor in the vendor's form. The current date appears automatically in the Date column, where it may be revised, and a temporary number appears in the Payment Number column. In the Paying Bank Account column, we choose the account from which to make the payment to the vendor. And in the Check Date column, we record the date of the check. We fill in the check number column only when the check is written by hand, not when printed out by the program. Now we enter the Flag Invoices for Payment sublevel form and flag the Pay column for every invoice to be paid off by this check. Any invoice that is flagged in the checking column cannot be included in the payment. If a particular invoice has been partially paid, the remaining sum appears in the Payment Balance column. After all the relevant invoices have been flagged, we move to the Parallel Payment Details sublevel form, where we can change the sum of any invoice that we want to pay only partially. When the payment is not intended to cover unbilled vendor invoices, we go directly to this sublevel form and record the sums and their details. To finalize the payments and post them to the ledger, we return to the upper level form and run the Finalized Check Payments program, either from the Direct Activation or from the Check Payments menu. The check now receives a permanent payment number, and the number of the journal entry posted to the General Ledger appears in the References tab in the Journal Entry Number column. To see how to prepare payments automatically, please watch the Eshbel video clip titled Payments by Bank Transfer and Priority and follow the instructions using the forms in the Prepare Payments menu. In this clip, we pick up from where payments have already been prepared. Let's enter the Check Payments form again and view the pending payments that were opened by the program by pressing F7 to go to query mode and typing in the letter T with a star to retrieve all the pending temporary documents. And we'll finalize as before by running the Finalized Check Payments program. To view summary data on check payments, you can run the reports in the Check Payments Reports menu, or the Payment Reports menu. To print checks directly from the computer, we're going to be using the Check Printing menu. If your system does not include this menu, you can contact your distributor for information about purchasing the model. Before we print the checks, we should go to the System Management menu, System Maintenance, Constants Forms, and open the Financial Constant form, where we can set the Check Copies column to determine the number of copies to print of each check according to what was ordered from the printer. Also, before we begin printing checks in Priority, you may need to design a Word template to match the format of your checks. That is, to adjust the page layout and other template attributes in Word, and then try printing a test check to make sure that the template has been configured properly. Alternately, if you are working in a Windows-based system, you can choose to print checks without using a Word template, in which case you must first set up the printer to match the format of your checks. Priority checks printed without a Word template conform to the letter-sized check format provided by Intuit QuickBooks. Contact your distributor to receive a sample check form. To create a new template for checks, we're going to go to the Print Checks menu, Check Printing menu, and we're going to enter the Word templates check printing form. Move to the line that contains the template to be copied. Select Copy Template from the direct activation, specifying a template name and a template description. And click OK. To modify the new template, we'll go to the Design Word Template program, input the number of the template we wish to revise, and a Word template will open where we can make any needed revisions. When we are finished, we'll click Save. Now let's return to the check printing menu and run the Print Checks in MS Word program. First, we'll select the template. Then, the Checks to Print form appears. Here, we can retrieve the check payments we want to print, but only those with a final journal entry and no value in the check number column will appear in the selection. Since you can only print multiple checks from one bank account at a time, it is advisable to retrieve checks in the form according to their paying bank account number. You can clear those checks from the screen that you don't want to print right away by selecting them and pressing F7. We press the Escape key now to exit and return to the program with our selection intact. In the Input screen, in the From check number column, we will record the number of the first check. The column will automatically display the number that appears in the next Check to Print column of the bank accounts form for the account in question. In this input field, the number may be revised. In the Maximum Checks to Print column, the number of retrieved checks appears automatically, but this number may also be revised. Finally, we click OK, select the appropriate printer, and print the checks. When a check is printed, its number is copied automatically to the check number column of the check payment form. Let's go back to the check payments form and retrieve the payment that was just made. We can see that the check number has been filled in automatically. If we want to reprint a check that's already been printed, for example, if the paper jammed in the printer, we can enter the Update Check Number form, retrieve the check in question, by going into query mode and retrieving the check in question, delete the check number, move to the next row, and repeat the process. For more information, run the Check Payments Wizard or the Check Payment Troubleshoot Wizard.